BS. If you are watching this, you're getting Etsy views, but your sales are doing that awkward little trickle thing where they're not really happening on a consistent basis. Today, I'm going to be showing and sharing with you why people are clicking on your listings, but they're still not buying, and how to fix it without more traffic, without more posting, without weeks of annoying SEO hacks, and all of that BS. So today I'm going to show you why clicks don't equate to sales, what's quietly putting buyers off from your listings, and how to turn your product pages into little salespeople that do the convincing for you. So if you've ever thought, I'm getting views, so why is this not converting? This one's for you. If you're new here, hello, my name is Steph and I've been selling on Etsy since 2016 and I am a top 0.1% Etsy seller. And coaching handmade business owners I've been doing since 2019 at this point, and I see the same pattern again and again and again and again. People will blame the algorithm, right? Because it's such an easy thing to kind of blame. They'll blame social media. They'll say, oh, Instagram's not showing my posts, or they'll blame like the time of year, or they say, oh, Etsy's being weird, or anything else, when actually the listing is that weak link. Not because you're bad at listing or you're just not very good at SEO or any of those things. It's not because you're doing it wrong on purpose, but because nobody ever sat you down and said, here's how a listing is actually meant to sell. Like, here is the psychology behind it. So today I'm going to break it down in a simple, digestible, very easy breezy way. And also, quick little admin before we get stuck in, please do subscribe if you haven't already. It helps my stats, it helps like the podcast and YouTube channel be found by more people. And honestly, it's a 2-second click of a button for you, but it honestly means the world to me. So I would love it if you could do that for me. Let's talk about from clicks to customers, the conversion shift. Sounds complicated, but I promise you it's not. So here's the bit that's going to sting for you. A click means I'm curious about this, which is, that is a good sign, right? I'm curious. I'm clicking onto this listing. You know, when you go on the Etsy search page, the results are just like boom, 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 boom. There's hundreds of thousands of them. A sale means I feel safe enough to buy from this person. Like, when you actually think about the reality of people buying something from you, they have never met you. You are a complete stranger. They've probably never bought from your business before. They are whipping out their credit card. They are putting in their like sensitive info. They are sending their hard-earned money to you in the hopes that not only are they going to receive the product, but it's going to be the right product that is kind of in their mind's eye picture. Does that make sense? So when you think of it like that, them buying something from you, it's a huge deal. So your job is not to impress people. And I honestly think that when some people list their products, when most people, to be honest with you, list their products, they think it's to impress people, but it's not. It's to remove doubt. Think of it like this, right? Someone walks into a physical shop. They don't immediately sprint to the till, do they? They kind of like suss it out first. They walk in, they're like tentative, they look around, they check the price, they pick a couple of things up. They think, is this worth it? Will this fit into my lifestyle, my home, my brand even? Your Etsy listing needs to do that exact same job. And right now, a lot of listings are doing this instead. They are confusing people with confusing pictures, videos, photos. They have very vague descriptions that isn't really answering their questions. And they have prices that don't really match the vibe that they're going for. So what happens is the buyer then thinks, I'll favorite it for now. I'll have a think about it. I'm going to be honest with you, 99% of people that add things to their favorites list, they probably aren't coming back to buy it, right? Or they just kind of check out. They don't even add it to their favorites list. They go, yeah, okay, whatever. They close the tab, they close the window, they go make a cup of tea, and they forget all about you, your product, and your shop. Like, that's just the reality of it. So now let's talk visuals that sell, okay? Let's talk about photos. Now, I love each and every one of you. Like, I've never met you before. I don't even know what you look like, but I know you guys are awesome because you're here, you're listening/watching this, and you're really trying, which is definitely something that not a lot of people do. But some of your photos, some of your visuals, some of your videos, your media that you have within your Etsy shop looks more like a hobby scrapbook. It looks cute, it looks cozy, it's very like, I've made this on my kitchen table, but it's not very convincing. It's not doing that job of selling the product. So your first image, otherwise known as your thumbnail image, otherwise known as the image that people see on the search results, right, when they're looking at your product, your first image has one job, is to make them think, oh, that's what I'm gonna get. Not how big is it? What color is it really? Why is it on a random windowsill? Like it must make them go, oh, that's exactly what I'm gonna get. Okay. So ask yourself with your first picture, can I tell the scale instantly? Does it look finished? Does it feel gift worthy or like DIY-ish? And this is where people go wrong. They think that they have to have like the clinical photo, I don't know, they just kind of don't really nail it every time. All their photos are very artsy fartsy, but they're not really doing the job of what a thumbnail image should be. So something that I recommend you do is imagine the lifestyle of the person that's going to be buying it. And this is why modeled shots, lifestyle shots, they really help people imagine owning the item, right? And if you want examples of this, if you go onto like the Lush website, they could quite easily, and they do this as well, they have the very clinical bath bomb shots where it's just a bath bomb on a white background. But if you go onto their other images, you're going to see the bath bomb being used, being held, someone soaking in the tub. They're really going to paint that picture for you, right? So you need to have some lifestyle photos in your thumbnail images. Get a friend to like wear it, model it yourself, like do whatever you have to do to get that photo to tell a story that really makes that person viewing the search results actually want to click on it. And add a video. Please do not add a video in your Etsy listings, because also if they hover over that on the search page, they are going to see it play. So not only do you have an opportunity to hit them with a thumbnail image, but you've also got an opportunity to hit them with a thumbnail video, which is crazy. I think Etsy is probably one of the only marketplaces that actually does that. So you need to make sure that you are taking advantage of that. Even if your video is a freaking slideshow for now, that's better than not having a video at all. So even if it's a tiny clip of you, like, I don't know, turning it over, showing the texture, showing it in different lights, like you don't need a fancy setup. You can just use your phone and a tripod. But honestly, the thumbnail image is the most important thing. And the thumbnail video is also such an important thing. I personally wouldn't even list a new product without both of those things. Let's talk about descriptions that convert. Ones that are not too short, are not too long, but are Goldilocks. They're just right. If your description starts with something like, this beautiful handmade item is, like, please, I'm begging you, people do not read Etsy descriptions like a freaking novel, okay? They don't. They skim, they scroll, they panic scan whilst they're browsing Etsy on the toilet. Like, come on now, let's be honest. Like, a lot of people are looking at Etsy when maybe they're either doing something else at the same time, or maybe they're at work and they're trying to, like, you know, skive off for 10 minutes. Like, please do not make this harder than it needs to be. Your description should feel like a calm human being. Please do not write descriptions with AI. It can tell, it knows, and honestly, so can like human eyes reading it. Your description should feel like a calm human answering their questions before they even have to ask them. So this is where really understanding your target audience and really understanding how they will interact with your product and what likely questions they are going to have is so super important. And why I think so many people have to go back and do this work after they've started their business, because they think, well-meaning, I'm going to just create a product, list it, call it a day. But actually, there's a lot more psychology that's involved in an Etsy listing. So structure your descriptions like this: who it's for, what problem it solves, why this one is worth the money rather than the other 5 they've seen today. Key details in bullet points, short bullet points, reassurance further down. That's it. Like, features tell, benefits sell. You've probably heard that before. Like saying something like, this one is made from high quality cotton. That's okay. That's fine. But you could also say something like, you know what, this one won't go weird after 2 washes. That's kind of saying, hey, like, it's made from this and this is the benefit that you are going to get from it. Please do not use like jargon that only someone in the biz would know about. let's say you make sterling silver bangles, don't say like hammered finish. No, because people don't know what a hammered finish is. Just say why people should care that it's got a hammered finish. Just say, you know what, it adds a bit of texture, the light bounces off of it in different ways, so it almost looks a little bit sparkly, a little bit more fancy, and people who have sensory issues might like to touch it. Like, you're listing the benefits, not just the features. Okay, now let's talk about pricing. Your price says a lot about you and your brand and your shop, even when you're not saying a lot about it, okay? Too cheap says, I'm not sure this is good. I don't have confidence in my product. I don't know whether you should even be buying it, let alone anybody else. Like, I don't have the confidence that you are going to click on this and love it, so I'm going to make it cheap to try and entice you to buy it. That's what being too cheap says about you. And I say this with love, but I see it over and over the damn time. Like, it's not good. You cannot price your product in the lower end of the market. I don't care what Tracy 2 states over is doing. I don't care what the guy the other side of the world is doing. Like, put your blinders on, price it right. Too expensive, also without context, says, good luck understanding this, you are out of your league. And I'm going to be honest with you, like, very rarely do I coach or see a person that I think, whoa, like, that's too pricey. I mean, it does happen, but honestly, I'd say 9 times out of 10 people are pricing too cheap rather than pricing too expensive. Your pricing should match 3 things: your photos, your brand, and your positioning. And whilst we're talking about pricing and products and stuff, bundles. Why aren't more people doing bundles? Bundles say, I have curated this collection for you. Like, I've thought about this for you for the reason that you want to buy it. And I'm going to put this collection together for you. I've been harping on about bundles, I think, since like 2020. And honestly, like, the amount of people that I see that don't do gift bundles, that don't do starter kits, that don't do bundles like this, and instead just list the individual products and hope that the customer, that the buyer is going to go, do I need this one, that one, both? Do I, like, let's say you sell art, okay? People very rarely, I think, buy one art piece for a big wall space. They're going to buy probably 3 or 5 or 7. It's usually in odd numbers, right? So why aren't more artists selling bundles with colors that complement each other? I don't get it. Like, I just think to myself, if every other successful retailer out there does bundles for like birthdays, Christmases, starter kits, blah, 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 why aren't more handmade business owners doing it? Like, I just don't get it. And it's something that every time I have a one-to-one client and I say, hey, like, why aren't you doing bundles? They kind of go, oh, I didn't know I could do that. And I was like, oh, come on. It was such a good, like, money-making thing. Like, you can increase your average order value. It's just so great. And then the person walks away with a bundle of products, which gives them an overarching view of your brand, of your business. It's just so yummy to me. I love it. I love it. I love it. So what it means for the buyer is that it's less thinking on their behalf, especially around gifting occasions like Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, Christmas. People just want to come in, buy the thing, it be wrapped, get out of there. Basically, what we're doing throughout this whole video is we are reducing the friction, okay? We are reducing the friction when someone lands on your listing, the minute they land on there, and then the minute they buy it, okay? We want to make that as frictionless as we possibly can. Now, here's some unsexy things, just some little things I wanted to like mention and note here that makes that friction a lot, okay? Clear delivery times. Like, you want to make sure they are not fuzzy, they are not weird. You want to make sure that your returns is plain English and not a little bit like I have to hunt for it. It's very, very easy. Bullet points if need be. Make sure that your reviews are visible, not hidden, especially if you have your own website. Make sure that you have reviews on there. Also, make sure that they have a clear next step, all right? If to order from you, it's more complicated than see the thing, add the thing to basket and buy. it's going to be best if you add some kind of step-by-step process in the images, in the description, just to help people out, especially those that don't know Etsy very well, don't know that you can send a message, don't know that you can attach instructions, like all those kinds of things. So just make sure that you have answered every unanswered question. And really this deserves a section all of itself, but this video is already pretty damn long. Let's bring back Sam and Lydia. All right, Sam, okay? Sam gets views. Sam tweaks SEO consistently. Sam keeps saying, I think that just hasn't clicked yet. I don't really understand why. I'm getting views but no sales. Sam's listings are okay, but Sam's listings are also extremely vague. And, you know, let me know, do you see anything of yourself in either Sam? Lydia also gets views, but Lydia's listings, they show scale, they explain value, they sound confident, they remove hesitation. Lydia didn't get more traffic, but she did get clearer. She was selling on the same platform, she was putting in the same effort, but very different results. You want to be more Lydia and be less Sam. Okay, I want to leave you with some homework here because I want to make sure that this isn't just one of those videos or podcasts that you listen to and you go, yay, nice, okay, awesome, and then nothing ever happens. So your homework is to pick one listing, not your whole shop, one listing. Ask, does the first photo do its job? Okay, listen to this again, make some notes. Does that first photo, does the thumbnail image do its job? The second thing, does the description reduce doubt? Is it listing features and benefits in a way that relates back to your target audience, in a way that they care about? Third thing, does the price make sense for the vibe of the product and the vibe of the brand and the vibe of the positioning of all those things as well? Fix that one listing and then go and listen to some more episodes, go and watch some more videos. And like I said, subscribe if you haven't already, because honestly, I'm probably one of the most honest handmade business coaches out there. I'm going to tell you as it is. I'm not going to fluff it up, but you know, I'm also going to keep it simple for you as well. Being neurospicy myself, I know what it's like when you're scrolling on Instagram, TikTok, and some dude rocks up and says, hey, you need to do this SEO hack. And you're like, no, bro, you need to chill out and get out my face. So if that sounds good to you, give me a follow, subscribe, whatever. Leave a comment as well, because hey, the algorithm likes comments and I like comments too. So there you go. All right, and my loves, I will love you and leave you, and I will see you all real soon. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you love this episode, make sure you hit the follow button so you never miss the next one. And also, why not come and hang out with me on Instagram? It's at Handmade Bosses for daily tips, behind the scenes. And also don't forget, you can catch the video version of this podcast over on YouTube too. Until next time, keep going towards your handmade business goals, boss, because the world really does need those special creations that only you can make.